This is the last full measure for a late French president that very much had the hearts and the minds of the French people on his side. It's the final processional to Opus 48 by the French composer Gabriel Fauré. Solemn, traditional, according to the wishes of the family. It was a service marked by heights of universalist music, Daniel Barenboim's poignant piano opus 142, Impromptus, a humanist universalist message, the benediction, final benediction by the Archbishop of Paris, Michel Aupetit. And now the hundreds of guests are watching the pallbearers as they convey for the last time in what is sort of the public part of these two-day-long ceremonies for the late French president, as they bear his coffin out of Paris's second largest church, here in the heart of Paris's 6th arrondissement, Saint-Sulpice, en route to what will be a more intimate moment later this afternoon, a private burial of the late president. The crowd now, hundreds, if not thousands, outside this church, applauding, warmly applauding. They've been watching Wrapped for the past hour and a half through this service as the coffin makes its way out of Saint-Sulpice Cathedral. The last time really the public will get a glimpse of Jacques Chirac's coffin and a glimpse of the public ceremony. Family wanted it to be as public as possible for the not just thousands, but the millions of French who over the past few days have made it known that their hearts are very much still with this late French president, for all of his human foibles, for all of his failings, for all of his short steps and missteps in office. He was a man who very much had the French on his side, both in his later years, especially out of office, and he emerged as really the most popular and the most appreciated French president, right up there with Charles de Gaulle in his final years when he himself was too sick to really be seen and to speak among the French people, but he was still there symbolically with them, metaphorically with them. So the chimes of Saint-Sulpice ringing out. This would have been in Notre Dame, but this was a very fitting setting. You can't really go wrong with Saint-Sulpice. It's one of the most beautiful churches in Paris, if not the world. So the pallbearers making that last conveyance of the coffin, a wrapped public here, trying to get a final glimpse. And the leaders will be filing out shortly. Remember, dozens of leaders here, 30 or more, including Vladimir Putin, including the King of Jordan, including the former German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder, the current Prime Minister of Lebanon, Said Hariri. All of them will be making their way out, along with the pantheon of the French elite, past and present, the three former presidents who are still alive, François Hollande and Nicolas Sarkozy and Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, along with the serving French president, Emmanuel Macron, and the current and past prime ministers, all paying tribute to a man who perhaps may have been their political rival at times, even their political nemesis, but a man in whom they all recognize someone who was able to dominate the French political landscape over 43 years in office, and really, right up until his dying day, was able to carry a quintessential message of France with him to both the politicians with whom he served and to the public that is now offering very warm applause here in the square of Saint-Sulpice.